Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about, this is going to be extremely hard for me. If I start crying, please don't mind it. LittleGuy was one of my cats that is extremely special to me. I had him for 16 years. It would have been his birthday. In January, he would have been 17. He died September 8th at 11 o'clock in the morning. I was waiting to do something special for him. I wanted to get his ashes, and I was extremely upset for a long time. I couldn't do any videos. So I want it to be happy though. I don't want this to be a sad moment because I cried enough and I want to cherish every memory I've had with him. It's almost, I know some people don't understand. If you're not an animals person and you never had an animal that clicked with you, it's like a human. You bond with them. He was like a companion to me. He was my soulmate. He was my second half. And then this is his little urn with his little ashes inside. I can open it, and I don't want to, but this reminded me of his color of fur. He was a blue point Siamese. So he's always with me. This little statue reminded me of him. And I saw it, so I had to buy it. I bought it like maybe 7 years ago at Hallmark. And it says princess on it. And he was a little princess. He was a boy cat, but he was very special. He loved the camera, he loved pictures, he loved to pose. This picture is my favorite picture of him. I had it framed. Well, maybe it's too big, you can't see the gleam of the light. I have a smaller one. It's too bad it's gleaming like that. But this is my favorite picture of him. He was younger when I took that. And this is another picture that means a lot to me. This is when he was older. Like just last year or something, and he was in the bathtub. He was really a special cat. When he wanted to be brushed, he would go in the bathtub and he would call me. He had a very distinctive little meow. Sorry. And he would talk to me all the time. It's funny because I have 3 other cats. I have Baby Girl, I have Chico, and I have Chinch. And it feels lonely in the house without him. He was the one that brought everything together. This is my vet. She gave me his paw prints after he died. This is still really hard for me. I thought it's almost been a month, and I thought I could handle doing a video now about him, but I want to honor him. I want to cherish him. He was brought into my life for a reason. He loved me, and I needed that. He showed me love. He was there for me, and I loved him very much. He was so cute. He was a star. He was the star. He loved the camera. He would pose. Whenever there was a camera, he had to be in front of it. He had to smile and pose and be the one in the picture. He loved to look at himself in the mirror. He was extremely vain. He would spend hours looking at how beautiful he was. And I would tell him every day how beautiful he was. So he needed me to compliment him, and he would have this little, like, snooty little, like, nose up in the air, and that was LittleGuy. And LittleGuy always got his way. He had to have his food at a certain time, at a certain way. His litter box had to be cleaned. He would never go in it with it dirty, and if I accidentally forgot or missed to clean it, well, I would pay for it. He would go next to it and be like, "Mummy, you're supposed to clean it. Learn your lesson." And he'd have one litter box for his little number ones and the other litter box for number twos. He was very specific. And he loved me. He loved me like no other cat in this whole world, like no other thing in this whole world. Except my son. My son now, he loves me probably as much or more. But LittleGuy, we had so much fun together. And if I went away for a couple of days and came back home, he would be mad at me, so he would ignore me. He'd be like, you left me. Like, if I go on vacation or something for a week, and I would, obviously have somebody come feed him or whatever, but he would let me know he was not too pleased with me. He would ignore me. He wouldn't come sleep with me and nothing. And then after, he just gave me all the love and affection. He was so cute. He slept with me every night. He would go wherever I was. When he was a kitten, oh my god, he was so bad. He was so bad. He ripped up every shower curtain I had. He wouldn't let me sleep. He was so hyper. He was jumping. He was like, to the point where I brought him to, not my vet, but a vet, and they wanted to put him on pills. And I was like, no way. And you know what? He eventually grew out of it. He became the most amazing little cat ever. He would sleep next to me every single night. If I was watching TV, he was on me. He was just near me always. Like, wherever I was, if I was home, he was on me. On the computer, I was there. If I couldn't sleep, he would stay up with me until I fell asleep. If I took a bath, he would sit on the bathtub. He was just an amazing cat, and he wasn't just like a cat. He was really smart. And his little tail, like the little pointy tail, he used that as a finger. So when he was mad at me, he would go on top of the sofa, and I'd be sitting here, and he'd like smack me in the face with his tail, almost like, trying to tell me, wake up, woman, I'm mad at you. Always. And then when he would be loving with his little tail, because I always called it the little finger, he would come and he would trace his tail like around my face or on my hands. Like it was like a little, he was touching me with his tail. It was amazing. I've never had a cat like that. He was so smart. And I never let him out. He was an indoor cat. So when I did move to one place, once he went outside on a balcony, like playing Mr. Big Shot, and he jumped off the balcony. It was just the first floor there, and there was mud in the garden, and he was so bad, he went to the windowsill where there was like cement, and he called me to come and get him because he couldn't touch dirt. He was such a prince. It was the cutest thing. I loved him so much. He was the best cat ever. I'll never forget him. I know he's an angel looking out for me. I love you, LittleGuy. It was the hardest thing losing you. But I'll never forget you. And I know I gave you a good life. I tried. I mean, everybody told me that, people who knew me, they know how much LittleGuy meant to me. So they said, I treated him like a king. He had a good life. I fed him amazing. I cooked for him. I did everything for him. So at least I gave him a good life. I treated him like the little king that he was. And he loved me in return, and I love him back. And I will forever, forever have you in my memory, little guy. I miss you, but I want to cherish you, and I do, and I'm happy you were my kitty, that you chose me. And he did, he chose me. When I was to buy him, I was 20, and I went in a pet store, and there was like a whole bunch of people around this cage. It was a big cage, and there was 2 cats in there, a little guy and his sister, 2 blue point Siamese, like this cute little angel with these big ears. He was so cute. And I saw him, and I went to the back of the cage, and everybody was like touching him and like, you know, like making him jump for their fingers. And he left everybody. He came right to me, and he started looking at me and like purring and like trying to touch me, and like I guess he figured, oh, she's the one, she's gonna get me. So I asked the girl to hold him, and he was so cute. He started purring, and I'm like, oh my god. I looked at the price. I think he was like $300 or $250, something like that. I'm like, I can't afford that for a cat. And I was like, no, and I left. And then I was walking home, and I saw one of my friends. I'm like, you have to see this cat. He's so cute. So I brought her with, no, that's not true. I went to another pet store, and there was a cat in there, and it was a Siamese, but it wasn't the same. And I looked at him, and I was like, no, this one in the other store was so cute. So I went back with her, and she held him, and I held him, and she's wearing this like white Angora sweater. And she was holding him. And he's so cute. He went down her shirt, and he went in her bra, and he bit her nipple. I thought that was so funny. I'm like, oh my god. I guess he was looking for his mommy. So I'm like, oh, he's either a real man, so I'm getting him. But he was so cute. So that was it. That sealed the deal. I'm like, you're coming home with me. So he came home with me, and he was a terror as a kitten, an absolute terror. Drove me nuts, but I loved him, and he was so super intelligent, like beyond any cat I've ever had, and so super loyal. He was so loyal. Didn't matter where I was, whatever, he would greet me at the door every single time I came home. Every time, for years. You'd hear the keys, my little guy greeting me at the door. It was like an angel. So, he was my guardian angel. He was so cute. And he was always right. When he didn't like someone, it was big signs. I should listen to him because he was always right. So, that's it. I wish you could see the picture better. But this is my favorite picture of LittleGuy. Let me see if I shut off this light. It's absolutely, let me see, does that work? No. It's showing the computer. Oh. But he is, that's him shining. It's my angel. I love him so much, this cat. I love him. So that's it. That's my beautiful little guy. I will forever have him. And I love him. So I just wanted everybody to know. I know I did a couple of videos on him on YouTube, so sorry. It's just really hard for me. So if anyone is watching this, you can check him out on my other videos. It's LittleGuy. So, yeah, write to me. Leave comments and, you know, subscribe to my other videos. And I'm sorry this one is sad. I really didn't want it to be sad. But, I did care about him, so it's hard for me. Anyways, that's it. I just wanted to do a special video with my little guy. Take care. Oh yeah, another thing. My little guy was so sophisticated. He loved opera music. He loved loved anything opera. It was so funny. I really think he was like reincarnated as a cat. He was a human in another life. I don't know, but he was very special. Very special. He loved opera music. Yeah, so that's it. That's my little guy. I thank you for watching. Take care.